Hey guys,
Hello, Dinesh. Good afternoon.
good afternoon. So yesterday, we have created the database, but we failed to connect that database RDS instance with help of EC2. Let's try today. Okay. So did you remember, guys? Yesterday I spoke about the database RDS relational database service. Do you remember? Yes.
Yes, Dinesh.
Okay. So there are two different services. One is unmanaged service and another one is managed service. So we are talking about the managed service, which is nothing but RDS. RDS is the relational database service, right? So let me create a database today, create a database. And there are two ways in which we can able to create a database here. They have mentioned. One is you can go for standard create and another one is easy create. We'll choose the standard create from here. We will create the standard. Now there are different engine type which is providing your AWS, which is provided by your AWS. You can go for Aurora for your MySQL and PostgreSQL, or you can go for MySQL Server, Oracle, MariaDB, Microsoft SQL Server. So there are different database servers, right, available for your relational database service. From here, you can select one option. From here, you can select. From here, you can select one option. So let me select MySQL RDS now. MySQL RDS. And the edition is MySQL Community Edition. And they have given the different version. From here, you can select any version. Let me select 8.0.28. This is the version that I'm taking. And the template. Template is, there are different template. Production, a dev and test environment, or we can go for pre-tier. And remember guys, these two do not select, the reason because it will be chargeable. We are all using the pre-tier account. In this case, if you go with the production and dev test and all, there are very expensive guys. So like $4,000, $5,000, like that you have to pay, right? If you are going with the production and dev test, of course, we will get many features if you go with the production. For an instance, maybe let me select the production. I'm selecting the production. Now you can come below. So when you select the production, right, we have one option called availability and durability. What it says. So you can go with the multiple AZ DB cluster, or you can go for multiple AZ DB instance, or you can go with a single DB instance. So it means that you are creating an RDS, right? You are creating an RDS instance. That RDS instance, we can call it as a primary DB instance. Along with that, you will get the two readable standby DB instance also, kind of a replica, So your primary DB instance available in the form of two read by a standby DB instance. There are two read replica. So using this primary DB instance, you can do write or read and write operation you can do. And it will create another 2 DB instance, which is only for read actually, And maybe you can use this DB instance in different availability zone also, right? Thereby, say suppose I have connected to this primary DB instance. What I'm thinking, like there are 1,000 people, I don't want them to use this primary DB instance. Instead, they can use my replica. They can use my secondary DB instance. Only read purpose, not for write purpose, only for read operation. Yeah, we can go with this if we go with the production. Or suppose you can create one primary DB instance and one secondary DB instance only for read. This is also possible. Or only one DB instance, right? You can go with this. So when you go with the production, we have a many option. But if you go with the pre-tier, you will not get this option. But if you go with the primary, your instance maybe the primary and two readable, or one primary or one secondary, right? So or only a single DB instance. You can go with this. So what's the purpose of this one? So the purpose is, maybe to balance your load. Instead of, everyone they are using your primary DB, we can make, few customer or few user, they can use it in another DB. We can do the read operation in another DB. So the deployment option below are limited those supported by the engine you selected above. When you create a DB cluster with a primary DB instance and two readable standby DB instance, with each DB instance in different availability zone, provides a high availability, the data redundancy, and increase the capacity to serve read workload, not write workload. And if you go with this one, create a primary DB instance and standby DB instance in different availability zone, it will provide the high availability and data redundancy, but the standby DB instance doesn't support connection for read workloads. And if you go for single DB instance also, with no standby, it means that there is no secondary instance, only a primary instance. Right? So we have three options with respect to your deployment option. And you can come and you have to give some identifier name. So in order to identify your database, you have to give some name. Say, suppose I'm giving RDS hyphen database hyphen demo. Like that, I can give some name. DB instance identifier name. And you can give the credential settings. And for your DB, what is the admin name? What is the master name? You can give it here, and you can give the password. You can set some password. Say I'm setting some password here. I can set some password here. And then instance configuration. Instance configuration. See, so far we have given three important parts. One is engine type, and another one is template. The third one is credential we set. Now instance. Did you remember when you create a EC2 instance, we have given instance type. In the same way here also we have three types of instance. One is standard class. You can go for memory optimized, or you can go for bustable classes. Bustable classes. If you go with the memory optimized, you will get a more memory. You will get a more RAM. Say 64 GB RAM, 128 GB, 512 GB, 384 GB. We have a different instance type here. And the network bandwidth or network speed, you will get 10,000 MB per second. 10,000 MB per second, 20,000 MB per second, based on your RAM. Right? Suppose if you go with the standard, memory means, so it is R, right? It is denoted by R. But if you go with the standard, here also we have a different DB instance like EM. You will get the large, X large, 2X large, 4X large, 8X large, like that. Suppose if I select this one, say I'm selecting large. And you can go for bustable class. In bustable class, we have a medium, large, T type, T2 small, T3 small, T4 G micro, like that. Bustable class means AWS, whenever it is required, it will allocate. It is a dynamic one. So initially it will give some memory, and based on the requirement, it will allocate. So we have a DB instance class also. Different instance classes. Fine. So let me select the bustable class, and I'm selecting like T2 micro. Is that T2 micro? T2. No T2, only T3. T3. And then storage. After completing the instance, storage. In EC2 also, fourth step is storage. EBS, elastic block storage. So here we have a storage. We have a different storage classes. We have different storage classes. General purpose, provisioned SSD, only SSD. No SSD, only SSD. And we have a magnetic drive. So go with the SST or magnetic. So say suppose I'm selecting the provision IOPS, and you can give the storage here. You can give the minimum of 100 GB, maximum of 6144 GB you can give it. And the provision IOPS. So you already know IOPS also, input output per second. You remember we have discussed this thing from EBS. The same thing. You have to give it for your database also. Say suppose let me select 5000 IOPS, and let me select say 100 GB I have selected. 100 GB we have selected. And suppose if you want to do any auto scaling with respect to your storage, you can set some maximum threshold also. Say suppose if I give 1200, it means that what? So it will give you from 100 to the say 1200. It will give auto scaling. So if it is, you can disable also. If you don't want auto scaling, you can disable. But if you want to provide a auto scale, it will provide the dynamic scaling support for your database based on your application need. Right? If your application needs some more memory, it will do the automatic scaling. Auto scaling it will give. Then we have a connectivity. So the connectivity part, so it will directly, if you want to connect this database with your EC2 instance, you can able to connect. Or if you don't want to connect your EC2 instance automatically, right? You can connect, don't connect. Don't set up a connection to a compute resource for this database. You can manually set up a connection to compute resource later. If you want later, you can connect it. Or if you want directly, if you want to connect that EC2 instance, yeah, you can select that particular instance ID from here. So far, I don't have any instance ID. That's the reason it's not giving here. Right? Let me go with a no. A network type, whether you need the IP version 4 or dual stack mode. It means an IP version 4 or IP version 6 that you can select. And VPC also you can give it. Did you remember I said when I create the VPC, we have a two VPC, right? One is public and private. We can create in the basis of subnet. Suppose if you want to create any VPC, you can create it. Otherwise, you can go for a default VPC. And if you have any subnet, you can select it here. A DB subnet group. And most of the time, the database, the people never ever give the public access because database is in the backend, right? It is in backend. Only through the web application, through the web server only we are going to access the database server. Then most of the time people will not go for yes. So when you give yes, right, it is hosted on public subnet. But if you want to host it, it means that there is no direct internet connectivity for your database server within a VPC. Then you can select a no. So this is also you are aware. And suppose if you want to create some security group for your database for firewall, you can create it, or you can go for default VPC. Suppose let me create a new security group. Say I can give a security group name called, say this is RDS security group. RDS security group. If you have any preference with respect to already zone, you can select. Otherwise, you can give it as a no. You can give it as a no. Is there any additional configuration required? See, remember guys, what is the default port number of your RDS? 3306. It is the default port number of your RDS. But if you want to give any other RDS number, port number, you can give it here. But let me leave it as it is. And the database authentication. I already told you, we have given a password authentication. But if you want to go with some IAM database authentication, you can go for. Or you can go for some Kerberos. Kerberos is another service is offered by your AWS. Using that also, you can able to give the authentication. For that, you need to browse some file from your local machine. So Kerberos is a one server actually. Using that, we can give the password authentication. Or you can go for at least IAM. Or if you don't want, you can go for normal password authentication, which already we set the username and password. And every service in your AWS, there is a monitoring also. There is a monitoring. We can enable some enhanced monitoring, right? So monitoring is nothing but, so your services will be completely monitored by some service, which is by CloudTrail, right? Some monitoring tool is available in AWS itself. Anyway, we have a separate session for monitoring. That time I will tell you. And if you require any additional configuration and all, you can give it here. Suppose if you need a backup, if you need a snapshot, you can give it to this one. And you can select the backup retention period. I think it is also covered under the EBS, the retention period and all, right? And you can allow the encryption with help of a key management service. And if you want the different report, we can able to generate some report also, like audit log, error log, general log, show query log. Like that, we can able to select a different log reports also. Why we need the log? Because in order to do the troubleshoot. Suppose if you are facing any issue, if you want to monitor your database and all, of course, we need the report, right? Yeah, we can go for this one. And if you need to do some kind of a maintenance, database, once you have created, you need to do the database maintenance. So for that also, we can maintain with help of this thing. So when you go for a production server in the real time, you will get this many options, right? So let me, are you clear so far? Are you getting something inside? Yes, don't, no one will ask in the interview and all. Don't worry. In real time, this many configuration, the architect level you have to do. Am I clear?
Yeah, Dinesh. But for practical, like in order to work for ourselves, do
That
we
time you
have to
can go
select?
for the free tier. Do not use the
Yeah.
production. Why I'm saying
Yeah.
do not go for the production, right? Suppose, let me tell you. Say we have a pricing calculator. Pricing calculator for your AWS. Let me go this pricing calculator and create the estimation. Suppose I will go with the region. I will select a region, say North Virginia, I'm selecting a region. And I will select RDS service. So RDS for your MySQL. Let me select RDS for your MySQL. RDS for your MySQL. Now you have to select the region we already selected. Say suppose I need the number of quantity, say 2 RDS I need, or 1 RDS, go with 1 RDS. And I'm selecting something, say I will go with this one, M5, M5, so I will go with this one, M5 2 into large, M5 2 large, instance type I have selected. Okay, and then say I have given on demand 100. See, what is the cost it is showing? $1,093.14 if we go with the production. We go with the production. Suppose if I select different, then how much it is calculating? $2,020, right? It is selecting. So that's the reason I'm saying, right? Do not go for the production. When you go with the production, you have to pay this much amount of cost based on your instance type, based on your storage. Suppose I will go with this one. This time I'm going with 400. See how much you have to pay. $7,800 you have to pay it. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So for practice point of view, go with the free tier. So go with the free tier. Now DB instance type, okay, fine. Username and password, fine. And you will go with the customer class. Let me go with the free one, which is free one, T2 micro. I will go with T2 micro. And the storage, general purpose SSD, and the minimum of 20 gigabyte. We will go with the 20 gigabyte, minimum 20 gigabyte. And storage auto scaling, if you want, you can give it. Otherwise, you just disable. I don't want the auto scaling and all. And connectivity, IP version 4, default VPC we have created. Default VPC, and we have created the security group also. Let's leave it. Database port number 3306, password authentication. Rest of the portion, you can leave it as it is. So let me disable everything. I don't want this log report and all for practice point of view. Enable auto minor version upgrade. So if you don't want, you can disable. If you don't want, you can disable. Okay. Automatic backup, if you want, you can. Incremental backup. If you want automatic backup, you can click on this. Otherwise, you can uncheck. If you don't want the backup and all, you can uncheck. Fine. Let me click on create database. Create a database. So it is creating. So your database is creating. So let's wait. I think it will take 5 to 10 minutes. The only thing is, let me go with my EC2 now. I will create an EC2 instance. Why I'm creating an EC2 instance? Because I'm going to access by RDS instance. Okay. To access your RDS instance, I need a place, right? I need a client. So for that, let me go with the launch instance. Say this is my EC2 to access your RDS. To access your RDS. And let me select one AMI. After the T2 micro, here also the key pair. I will go with the key pair hyphen VPC. Network settings. I will go with the default VPC. Default VPC. And this default VPC, we have to configure inside your RDS also. I forget actually. Yep. We will configure our, see guys, RDS and EC2 should be in the default VPC. In same VPC. Same VPC. Right? So I have selected the default VPC. Right? So let me click on launch instance. Click on launch instance. View all instances. So, right. Okay. Yep. Let me see the RDS databases. My databases. Databases scripting. Will wait. Meanwhile, we will connect our EC2 instance also. Click on connect. Click on connect. So we have connected our EC2 instance. Fine. Okay. Now let's click on this RDS and then can you see the security group here? The security group. Click on the security group. After clicking on the security group, go to this inbound rule. Let me add the CIDR range for your default VPC. CIDR range for your default VPC. Click on edit inbound rule. Yes. Okay, it is already added. So let me check it whether it is correct or not. Select or not. VPC, go to the VPC, check the default VPC. Where is the default VPC? Here is the default VPC. This is the CIDR range. Copy this CIDR range. You can configure this CIDR range here. This is correct. Save this room. You have not made any changes. It means that both are correct. Fine. Fine. And check your RDS. Check RDS. It should be available. It should be available. Yes, it is available. Now, let me install MySQL first. Sudo space su MySQL space hyphen version. MySQL is not available. Let me install the MySQL. Install MySQL space -y. Can you press enter? Yes. It is installing a MySQL server. Then after that, let me try to connect my RDS server. I need to connect my RDS server. So how can I connect RDS server? MySQL space. You have to give the host name or database endpoint. Where is my database endpoint? This is the database endpoint. Connectivity, under the connectivity and security, you can see the database endpoint. Copy this, paste it over there. Space -u, username you have to give it. Where is the username? Where is the username? Come below. Is there any username here? No. So go to the configuration. We go to the configuration username. Yeah, here we have a username. Copy this username and paste it. And paste it. Space. And you have to give the port name, uppercase P, the port name, port number of your RDS, which is under the connectivity and security, we have a 3306. 3306 and you have to set the password. Space -p. Space -p. This is the command you have to write. MySQL space -h. You have to give the endpoint, database endpoint, -u. So this command must be executed by root user only. Yes. Yes, by root user only. Correct. You have to use the root user. Correct. So, and then admin space -p and then port number 3306 space -p. Press enter. Now it is asking the password. You have to give the password. I already set, right? Some password. I already set some password. Say this is Abba. இப்ப எத்தனை மணிக்கு 5 மணிக்கு okay, press enter. I think yes, see, I can connect it to my MySQL. Earlier it was root, now it is MySQL. This is MySQL, right? So we have connected to MySQL. You don't clear so far?
Yeah, Dinesh, the command yesterday we typed as MySQL -h database name -p the port number like
After that, we
330,
have given
then the
-u
user.
admin, correct? That's fine. Interchangeably, we
It's
can
okay.
use it.
Oh, okay, here and there we can change.
Yeah,
Right?
we can use it, no problem.
Oh, okay, fine. Thanks.
So then, what is next? So we have to say we have taken the remote of our RDS now. We have taken the remote of our RDS. Now we are the client, MySQL client. Now what I need to do, say for an example, I will see any databases already available inside your RDS. How can I see that one? By using the command called show databases, then semicolon. Show databases, semicolon. So it will tell you, is there any databases already available? When you press enter, yeah, we have a different databases already available in my RDS. Information underscore schema is one database. MySQL database. Performance underscore schema is one database. SOS is one database. So we already have a database. So let me create one new database. How can I create the database? Guys, listen all SQL query. Here I have written, right? It is an SQL query in order to interact with your database, RDS database, which we already created, right? So let me create one database. How to create a database? Create database space, give some database name. Say suppose I am giving a database called books. Books is a database name. Put semicolon. When you press enter, yeah, it is telling a query okay. One row affected. Now we'll see. Show databases. When you press enter, can you see books database got added? Books database got added. Guys, if you have a time, invest some YouTube video, see it, 2 hours, 3 hours, try to learn some basic query. Or otherwise, next month I am going to start a new batch. If you want, you can join. As an architect, you are not going to write the query and all, but you should aware, you should know some basics. Are you clear? Are you clear?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dinesh.
Yeah. So we have created one database which is called books. Now suppose I want to use these books. How can I use these books? With the help of a command called use a books semicolon. Now see MySQL books. MySQL books. Suppose I want to create some table inside your database. You know, you can able to create many table. Remember, you have a RDS. Inside you have a many databases. We have created one database called the books database. Inside the books database, you can create many tables. You can create many tables. I'm going to create one table. Say I have already have a query. So let me use the same query. Say this is a books table I'm going to create. I'm going to create a books table. Create table, which is called a books table. And what I'm giving, book as a book ID, column name, book title, book author, book publisher, book published date, book ISBN, book price, book description. Like that, I am going to give a table. I have given only a table schema. I have given only a table schema. Schema means I have given only a column. I haven't inserted any data to it. So far, in this particular table, we don't have any data. Only we have a schema we have created. It means that, say I have consider like this is considered one database. Consider this is a database. Inside the database, we can create the many sheet, right? In Excel, we can create the many sheet. This is maybe considered like this is a database. This is a database. The database called books. Database called books. Inside the database books, we can create the many table. Say this is my table number 1. And this is my table number 2. Table number 2. This is table number 3. And this is table number 4. Like that, we can be able to create. We can create many tables. Inside your Excel sheet, inside your workbook, we can create a many sheet. In the same way, in a database, we can create a many sheets. Many sheets means many tables. Say here I have given a different books where we have ID, title is the column name, and author, publisher, and then a publish date, ISBN, publish underscore date underscore ISBN, and price, description. It is called as schema. We have created only a schema. We don't have any data so far. It is called schema. Only schema we have created. So we have given, right, ID. ID should accept primary key. And title, it should accept 250 characters. Author, it should accept maximum 255 characters. Publisher, it should accept maximum 255 characters. Publish date, it should be in the form of date format. ISBN, it should accept maximum 20 characters. Price, it should be in the form of decimal number. Description, you can give any text. Like that, we have given the type also. So this is called as a schema. You don't need to worry about the query and all. Now, if you want to insert some data, right, to it, say suppose ID is 1. The title is, say suppose the title is Ponniyin Selvan, right? Ponniyin Selvan. And I have given author is, say, Kalki, right? So we have to give the publisher, which publish date, and ISBN, say price is 10,000 rupees, and you can give some description about this book, right? So in order to insert any value to the table, we have another command, say insert into books. Insert command is to insert some data. What I'm inserting, the title is this one. Author, Harper Lee. Publisher, JP something. Publish date, this one. And ISBN, 8.99. Price, this one. Where is the price? Yeah, this is the price actually. Yeah. Description, this is the description of this book. And the second row, this is my second row. And there is a third row. Like that, we have created around 3 or 4 rows here. So this command is used to insert some value. This is so whatever the thing you are seeing right here, it is called SQL query. It is to create a table. It is to insert a data to the table. Insert a data to the table. Say suppose after press enter, it is telling right query okay. A row affected. Now if I want to insert some data, let me copy this. Paste it here. And press enter. Now see table book already exists. Okay, no problem. So let me check. Select a table. Okay.
No, it is
Let's
added
copy
the
one
same.
second.
Okay, I found this on the web form.
So I will copy this.
I don't understand. So I will copy.
So paste it. Okay, done. Press enter. It is selling. There are 3 records got updated. So if you want to check this one, if you want to check whether there is a table or not, just write this command. Select means fetch star. Star means any column from the table name. What is the table name? Say books. Semicolon. Press enter. See, you can see the table right now. Whatever the table that you have created, you can able to see it here. select star from books. Select star from books. So it is giving whatever the column that you have created along with the table data. So again, remember, you no need to worry about the SQL query. If you need some knowledge about the SQL query, please watch some YouTube video or learn something from Udemy. Or if you need my session, next month I'm going to start a new batch. I will inform you. If you want, you can learn it. So any engineer, guys, whether developer or DevOps engineer or tester, they should at least know some basic query, not entire thing, only the basic query. So here we can do the data management. Are you clear? Yes or no?
Yes, Dinesh.
So here you can play around. You can play it. Right? So this is how you can create a relational database, which is MySQL, on your AWS cloud itself. You can create RDS inside your AWS cloud. And how you are interacting with help of your client software. Guys, some people, they will download the client software in your local machine and they will try to connect your RDS inside your AWS cloud with help of the URL. It means the database endpoint, port number, username and password. After that, they will play around in the local machine also. But what I did, I have created an RDS client on top of your EC2 instance. From there, I have connected to your RDS server. From there, I have connected to your RDS server. Yes, if you have any question, you can tell me now. Any doubt on creating a database server on your AWS and connecting through the EC2 instance? Any doubts? Any confusion? Any doubt or difficulty? Are you worrying about this database query? Don't worry about the database query and all. So it is.
Yeah, Dinesh, because there's so much going into the brain.
Yes, Jaya, actually, no need to worry about the database query. The reason because in the real time, you will not write the query at all. As a AWS DevOps engineer, only you will create the database from your AWS. The client part and all, most of the time you will not do. But you should have some idea. You should have some idea. If you have an idea, that will be added advantage.
Okay. At least we should understand what exactly they have written.
Yes, correct. So the basic stuff, maybe I'm recommending you should understand only this basic. See, see some video with respect to MySQL, learn how to create a database, how to create a table, how to fetch the data from the table using SQL query, and how to insert the value to the table. At least this is enough. This is maybe a 30 minutes video, 30 minutes content you just need to learn. Fine. Guys, fine.
Yes.
Yes, Dinesh.
Yeah, Dinesh.
Okay, fine. Now, in EBS, we have covered one topic called snapshot, right? In the same way, in RDS also, we have a concept called snapshot. We can able to take the snapshot. What is snapshot? What is mean by snapshot?
Backup.
A copy.
Yes, copy. Correct. It's a backup. Just for your backup and the restore method. That's called as a snapshot. So we have a RDS snapshot. So how to take the snapshot for your RDS? So what you guys can do, like click on this, go to the actions, you can see we have a backup. What is the backup? Convert, turn on backup. take a snapshot. It is not showing. Let's see.
When we click on delete, it will show the options.
Okay, when you click on delete, okay. So left hand side, can you see the snapshot here? Can you see the snapshot? Yes.
Yes,
So
yes.
here you can take the snapshot. Click on this take snapshot. And you can select your DB. Which DB you want to take the snapshot? Which DB you want to take the snapshot? Say this is the DB that I'm going to take the snapshot, and you can give the snapshot name also. Say this is my RDS hyphen snapshot. My RDS snapshot. Right? Take the snapshot. Click on this take snapshot. Take the snapshot. My RDS snapshot. So this is a snapshot I have taken. This is the snapshot I have taken. And yes, it is creating actually. It is creating. It is not yet completed. It is creating. So let's wait actually. Let's wait and 0% progress. So what's the purpose of snapshot, guys? Why should I take the snapshot? Why should I take the backup? How to use this snapshot? What is the purpose of?
In case of data loss, we can use this as a backup.
Exactly. Suppose if your database is accidentally deleted, if you want to restore that RDS instance, what we need to do? We need to go for this one. To restore your RDS instance, we must need the backup. Let's wait. It is saying progress is completed, but still status is creating. We'll wait actually. It should be available. And one more thing, Jaya, you asked one question, right, yesterday regarding I am not able to delete.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
that option, see, here we have one option. Yes. Here it should. Yeah, here deletion protection may be got enabled.
Oh, okay.
Hey, when you uncheck this one, we can able to delete it. While this
Oh.
option is enabled, we cannot delete the database. Fine.
Okay, fine. We'll see.
Okay. Yes. Now my RDS snapshot is enabled. So to understand this one, so let me delete my RDS. I can delete my RDS. So click on delete and just type delete me and click on delete. So yes, it is deleting. We'll wait. It's deleting. Suppose accidentally your database got deleted. Consider like accidentally your database got deleted. But suppose if you want to restore your backup, we already have a backup, right? Maybe in the particular time, the particular point in time, we have already a backup. So let me restore it. So once it is deleted, once the status is deleted, I will help you out. I will try to understand, right, how to restore your database. How to restore your database. We'll wait. Let's wait. Yeah. Taking time. Okay, no issues. Let me tell you the steps actually. So go to this snapshot. And if you want to restore this snapshot, which is my RDS snapshot, click on this and go to the actions. Can you see something restore snapshot here? Yes, sir. Right? Restore snapshot. Right?
Yeah.
So click on this. After that, it's taking time. The database is deleted. Not it. Not yet deleted. Finish. Actions, resource snapshot. We'll wait. I think that should be deleted. That's the reason it's taking time. Let's wait. Yes. After that, and you can see the MySQL community, and here you can select which one we need to go for. Whether are you go with the multiple availability zone DB cluster or multiple availability zone DB instance or single instance. If you go with this one, you will go with one primary instance and two standby instance. If you go with this one primary and one secondary. If you go with this one, only one instance you will get it. And here you can give what is the name you want to give it. Yeah, you can give like RDS, a new, RDS new, like that I am giving. And VPC, select this one. Default VPC, subnet group, and the existing group, that's it. That's it, the standard access. So let me go with micro, T2 micro. It is not available. Okay. For free tier, I think we don't have this one. General purpose, 20 GP, password authentication. You can click on this restore DB instance. Thereby, what will happen? If you have a snapshot, whatever the task that you have done right on that particular database, you can able to restore it. You can able to restore it. Are you clear, guys? Yes or no?
Okay. Dinesh, the snapshot is like, it's not just the copy. It will restore the complete database.
Yes, complete database you can able to restore. The complete instance, correct. It is not a copy. It's not a kind of a copy. It is a complete database what you have created. That database, if accidentally got deleted, if you want to restore the entire instance, you can able to restore.
Okay.
In real time, people will go for production, right? That time they will select, the incremental backup. When they select the incremental backup, what will happen? Say they have around 10, they have selected as a 10 as a retention type. Then they have a 10 databases, the 10 versions, I can say, 10 versions. So if you want to pick the particular version, yeah, you can able to pick it with help of this restore option. Everyone clear with this?
Yeah.
Right. Fine. So we have one more topic that I want to cover as part of your RDS, which is called RDS read replica. So I do at 4 p.m. I do have some other meeting. So let me stop today. tomorrow we will talk about this RDS replica, read replica. Once it is completed, we'll go for another database, which is called DynamoDB, which is NoSQL database that we will cover. So yeah, maybe tomorrow we will complete this database part and we'll move into another service from your AWS. Fine.
Yeah, okay, Dinesh.
Okay.
I will give you assignment tomorrow, guys. But meanwhile, I sent you right in the WhatsApp group 3 exercises for your VPC. Try to complete that one, guys. Most of the time in the interview, you will not get more question from database, but you will expect a multiple question from the VPC. Security group and the VPC is one of the important topic for your interview point of view, right? So we have taken around 4-5 session on your VPC. Please try to do the task which I sent you in the group, right?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Then we'll see tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.